Yeah, I'm sure they're later for. I'm sure that's.
I would think so. Mhm. You ready? You think you'll be here?
I don't think so.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And, can y'all hear me?
No.
We adjusted the volume, but let's see. All right, before we get started, just a couple of comments. I did want to let you know that we have, we've been having an unusually large amount of trash we've been picking up out of dishes. And so it does slow our grass crews down trying to get some things accomplished. So if y'all happen to see, let's just kind of ask folks to maybe hold that for a trash can somewhere. It would be very helpful to us. I know we tend to go around and pick some stuff up. I know Miss Vanessa and her husband tend to do it on a regular basis on Railroad. It'd just be nice if we could just kind of help clean up. And as a reminder, we do have a Pickup Louisiana, I believe, coming up soon too. So if anybody wants to volunteer to help go around town and pick up trash, we welcome that. On to a different matter. Many of you know Miss Cindy. She's sitting right here in front of us. She doesn't know I'm going to talk about her, but
No.
I do want to acknowledge her and the work that she's done for the town. She's been in municipal work for about 35 years, correct? 34, 35?
34, yeah.
Okay. Miss Cindy is going to retire at the end of the month. So we've been trying to locate some folks to come in and help get trained and learn the position of clerk. It's not a very easy task. There's a lot of things that go into being a clerk for a municipality. There's just a lot. I'm sure we could probably ask Mr. Stoops here, our attorney. You almost need a paralegal that can also deal with real estate, can do all kinds of things, including run an office. So there's a lot of work that goes on into it. I will tell you that she is very dedicated to her job. And I appreciate everything she's done, and she has served the town of Iowa quite well from everything that I've heard from folks. So, and working with her on a daily basis. So I would like for you to thank Miss Cindy when you get a chance, you see her. We're going to miss her. She's hopefully going to come back part-time once we find somebody for her to train. And we hope that that's going to be beneficial. I do know, and I want to clear the air with it. We do have a couple of folks in the building that have gone through clerk's training. There's neither one is interested in taking the position. So we just have to be cognizant of that fact. And what I'd like for our folks to do moving forward for this next month, once Miss Cindy leaves, is to give us a little bit of patience. There's a lot of emails that come through. Sometimes we're struggling every day to try to cover some of these emails. So if you do have an issue, be it water, be it whatever it might be, ordinance violation, just be a little bit more patient with us as we try to work through those things. Okay. So moving on from that a little bit with the ordinance violations, I would like to let people know that we have not been as aggressive as a lot of people would like for us to be on the ordinances, especially when it comes to grass cutting and things of that nature. It takes a lot of effort within the office to do so. And it takes the people on the outside to do so. So what we've done is, because we don't have the amount of people needed to maintain keeping up with the grass that people choose not to mow, we are going to an outside source to come in and mow. So they'll send us a bill, we'll pay that bill, and then we send it on to the homeowner, okay, their property owner. So just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. And at this time, we're going to do a call to order. Ms. Julie Fondo.
Here.
Mr. Joe Becknell.
Here.
Ms. Vanessa Gillard.
Here.
Mr. Daniel Henning. Here. And Mr. Gerald Guidry.
Here.
And we have established a quorum. At this time, if you don't mind, if you stand and remove your hats, we're going to do the invocation followed by the pledge. Mr. Allen, I guess, is going to do it.
Okay. Bow your heads with me, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you that we can call you our Father. You've given us permission through your dear Son, Jesus, and he tells us that's how we're to pray, to come to you in his name, seeking his will to be done. And Father, that's what we're doing tonight. We're asking you to be in total control of this meeting, and that you'll be in charge of it, that you'll be glorified by the results of it, that the town will be blessed by it, and individuals will be as well. May the words be sweet. May they be true. And Father, we just say thank you. We thank you for your servants that serve on this council, for the mayor, the senior attorney. Lord, they all serve you in one capacity or another, and we're grateful for them. We thank you for each one that's come out tonight, showing concern for our town. It's in Jesus' name we pray.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You can be seated. All right, at this time, we have before us to adopt the agenda.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're going to move on to number 5. It's going to be the approval of the minutes as submitted for regular meeting April 13th, 2026, and special meeting April 22nd, 2026.
I'll make that motion for the approval of the minutes as submitted for the regular meeting April 13, 2026, and the special meeting April 22nd, 2026.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. All right, at this time, we're going to move on to the report of finance. Ms. Cindy.
Your finance report is for the month of April, ending April 30th. On page 9 shows the balance of general fund. For the month of April, we have an ending balance of expenditures exceeding revenues by $26,447. Our year-to-date actual for general fund, our expenditures have exceeded our revenues by $124,030. On page 12 is our sales tax 1 water improvement fund. For the month of April, our expenditures have exceeded our revenues by $428,847. But the year-to-date actual, the revenues have exceeded the expenditures by $1,662,351. For our park fund, which on page 16 shows our totals, our revenues have exceeded our expenditures for the month of April by $20,752. Year to date, our revenues have exceeded our expenditures by $70,524. For the fund balance of sales tax 2, which is our streets, on page 20, our net revenues are over our expenditures by $40,182 for the end of month of April. The year-to-date actual, our revenues have exceeded our expenditures by $261,317. For sales tax 3 fund, on page 23, for the month of April, our revenues have exceeded our expenditures by $178,815. Year-to-date actual, our revenues have exceeded our expenditures by $86,922. On page 28 shows the balance of our grant fund for LCDBG, which was for our demolitions. We had no activity in the month of April. We're winding down this grant. And that leads us to the end, which is our city waterworks fund, utilities, on page 39. For the month of April, our net revenue exceeded our expenditures by $462,284. Year to date, our revenues exceeded our expenditures by $231,947. Anybody have any
Any
questions?
questions? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Cindy. We'll move on to item number 2, and that is going to be introduction of ordinance 2026-05, an ordinance adopting an operating budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending July 30th, 2027. And at this time, I'll read the budget message. Please allow me to reminisce by reminding all of a statement that I ended the last budget message with. This budget is not just a financial plan, it's a blueprint for a stronger, safer, and more prosperous Iowa. Regarding a stronger Iowa, we have been able to move forward on some very strategic projects that will allow for a more robust future. That future may not be easily seen today. I am hopeful it will be evident over the next couple of years, provided that we stay on task. Many dilapidated structures that were unlivable have been removed, while some do remain. These will be addressed this coming year as well. These clearances should begin to help property values. The number of capital outlay projects either completed, in process, or scheduled for this year put the town of Iowa in a forward-facing stance regarding a safer and more reliable infrastructure. These capital outlay projects is the foundations to having a more prosperous future. I am encouraged, but remain cautious by the sales tax revenues that we have seen come in over this past year. Why do I remain cautious? Higher costs to operate. Just like at home, the necessities, insurances, and services have continued to outpace the revenue. Looking at our revenue monthly totals this year, we still had a couple of months that were lower than last year. Our single highest revenue total is still less than the highest month in last year's budget. Going further back, comparing our best month this year is still $141,000 less than July of 2022. That's nearly 4 years ago. As has been clearly evident by the numbers, we have made the turn. This has not been accomplished without sacrifice, but this could not have been accomplished without a plan for recovery. It had to be made and followed. The next step in this plan requires economic development. New businesses we anticipate coming online, such as Waffle House, O'Reilly's, and such, will contribute to higher revenues. Without having historical numbers, it is difficult to see how much of an impact will be had by these new businesses. So this still leaves us with a glaring question for this coming year. Escalating cost of goods and services outside of our control are simply creating the inability for us to properly maintain staffing needs across the board. Years of not investing in our infrastructural needs that build the foundation for economic development, has compounded the stress to a budget that is clearly lagging behind. Hope. If we look at what has happened with the overall economy of the U.S., more specifically, the capital spending boom, as some economists have named it. This spending is linked to the success of the stock market. and why we are seeing it continue to make records even during the conflict with Iran. Even though the spending by these companies may not directly affect the town of Iowa this coming year or next, the businesses and services created to support that will impact Southwest Louisiana. With the installment of the new Fed chair, the consensus is an interest rate cut. This will help the housing market and more than likely spur new home construction over the next couple of years. Even though these might be positive long-term, our short-term shortfalls continue. Once again, in order for me to provide the council a balanced budget this year, specifically for the general fund, we're having to transfer over $150,000 from sales tax 2. So we're going to talk about the budget strain. Small municipalities, particularly those with budgets around 10 million, are experiencing significant strain due to the current capital spending book. The following factors contribute to this pressure. Rising costs. Increased costs for labor, materials, and services are making it more challenging for small towns to manage their budgets effectively. A glaring example for the town of Iowa. One item. Health insurance costs increased 11%. This additional cost is not passed on to the employees. Should it be? I think not. Regulations by the state need dire attention. I am but one voice drowned out by silence on this topic. Potential reduction in federal aid. As federal support diminishes, municipalities may find themselves with fewer resources to cover rising expenses. It has become clear help from outside the town is at best minimal. It's up to you and I to build a better community. We have to develop bootstrap mentality. We can pull ourselves up. It's simply a choice. Despite these challenges, we have to find ways to adapt and leverage local assets for economic growth. 1, annexation. It is a small portion of a much larger plan. It's the foundation of growth. Utilizing local assets. We as the town of Iowa must identify and build on existing resources to stimulate our economy. This includes promoting our town in a positive manner. You, the people of the town of Iowa, are the most valuable asset. Do you shop Iowa? Do you support community events? Do you support your neighbors? Community involvement. Become involved locally. Our children's future depends on it. Engage to help us understand community needs and priorities. Engaging does not mean disparage. Whispers of malcontent are operating from jealousy. Public-private partnerships. Simply put, this is the jumper cables for creating more revenue. Not giving away the farm. It's to charge the system so that our revenue can outpace our spending. Keeping with our long-term plan, we have a lot of major projects in front of us. Even though some of them are smaller projects, 200,000 or less, these are fixes that are not just eye candy. Some may never see the work being done. They are a necessity, but none are more necessary than the emergency evacuation route in the Emergency Operations Center. The new road does more than give some residents a route out in case of an emergency. It will make a positive impact for traffic. It will benefit our school, namely busing. Our commitment cannot waver on the Emergency Operations Center. For 2.5 years, I've worked diligently in making this vision a success. Land has been purchased, preliminary drawings have been made, grant applications have been submitted. I continue to search for help in funding and gaining support for this regional operations center. Today, I'm directly asking you for your help in letting our legislators, our U.S. senators and congressmen know you stand with the town on this matter and that you stand with 15 leaders throughout 3 parishes that support this regional facility. Some of you that are so inclined may be an email campaign. This facility can and should be funded through efforts of many federal agencies. Many of you know that our fire department is subsidized by the generosity of you, town of Iowa, the people of the town of Iowa. This district was created by the state legislature and is underfunded. Despite my efforts, there appears to be no help on the horizon. Not only does this create a financial drain on our budget, It creates additional work by the administration that continues to be shorthanded. I believe, like you, that we must continue to support our fire department. Your direct involvement by reaching out to your police bureau, parish administrator, state legislators, and yes, even the governor's office can make the difference. In conclusion, another quote from my last budget message. All of these initiatives comes with a price tag, but they are not luxuries. They are priorities for any municipality that wants to grow responsibly and serve its people well. It's my sincere prayer that we can begin to work together to move our town forward with civility, respect, and an unyielding desire to help one another. Anybody have any thoughts, questions?
Mayor,
Yes.
if you can make an announcement that the preliminary budget will be available for anyone to pick up along with the message.
Okay, all right. You want me to repeat that?
Mhm.
Okay. The preliminary budget is available for anyone to pick up along with the message. I think we're posting it on Facebook as well, correct? And is the
And the
budget going on
website.
our website?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right. Any other questions? We'll move on. Item number 2, motion to approve resolution 2026-06, the resolution requesting assistance in making application to the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury Road and Drainage Trust Fund for participation in the cost of further remediate drainage and Southland Estates subdivision drainage improvements, the cost of further, phase 2. And that is going to be, for those of you that's looking for a street name, that will be Alexa Drive and a portion of Shelby. Do we have any questions on that? Ms. Johnson, how, are you seeing some improvement out there from the work on Joshua?
Yes.
Good, good.
I move to approve resolution 2026-06.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that we'll move on to number 4. Hearing for the condemnation of 106 Ruby Street, Iowa, Louisiana, owner Jessica Lynn Hardy. Any discussion, folks? Have we received any information, Ms. Cindy?
Nope.
I move to condemn 106 Ruby Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. All right. Number 5, hearing for the condemnation of 103 North Store Street, Iowa, Louisiana, owner Bradley Lamonia. Is that correct? Not pronounce that correct.
Lemoyne.
Make that motion for condemnation of 103
I think
North Store
he's,
Street.
Well,
hang on, let's see. I think he's here. Is he in? Nope, he's not here. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Make that motion to for the condemnation of 103 North Store Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right, next item we have is hearing for the condemnation of 101 North Store Street, Iowa, Louisiana, owner estate of Helen Marie McKay. Okay,
We're gonna tear it down ourselves. As soon as my little niece can get their stuff out of there, I'm gonna tear it down.
okay. All right. Do you have an idea, time frame?
Not right now, no.
Y'all have any questions?
Can we maybe pick like 3 months from here and just have a check-in? Would that be reasonable?
That's good enough, yeah.
36, that's 90. So is the wording I should use table it for 90 days or a motion?
No.
No motion to condemn.
The motion to motion to condemn is continued for a 90-day hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. All right. Next item we have is a hearing for the condemnation of 319 South Lambert Avenue on our estate of Wallace Carrier. Mr. Carrier?
Secretary,
Yes.
I'm going to wish to save the home. I built that in 1990 for my mother, and she's now gone.
Uh-huh.
I've been living in, I see Oklahoma. I've been living in Oklahoma, just now back. Just awarded my retirement disability. I now have means to fix it. If given a chance, can and will do it. Short amount of time. In negotiations with contractor.
Do we have any questions for Mr.
Yeah, I mean, if no one else does, my first thought would be, could we have a check-in in 90 days and get an update on what progress you've made? Would that be reasonable?
Appreciate it.
No, no one else?
Do we have, checking it there in 90 days, do we put how much percentage of the house do we do by that time? That we,
I think it would be good to
see,
set some. Don, I was gonna say, I think it'd be good to set some expectations of what y'all want to see in
a
90
certain
days.
percentage of, if he is already getting bids and everything in 90 days, should we expect a certain percentage of the work to be done within 90 days? Because if 90 days gets here, nothing has been done.
Well, then we can, no worries.
Yeah, I would say he needs to show up and show some contracts signed that he's getting the work done
I think
in 90 days. Because look, it's not gonna get done in 90 days,
Right.
but
good
meaningful
feedback for
steps.
progress. And he may get those quotes from contractors and realize, this ain't happening. I think it's a reasonable timeline.
I'm gonna see if I can run out there to catch him and tell him that.
They went to the left,
Left.
so if you want to go out that way.
All right, I move to continue the hearing for condemnation of 319 South Lambert Avenue. That's the right one, for 90 days.
Do we do it till they come back in?
He's just going to catch them all out.
Oh, okay, all right. I second.
All in favor? Any opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. All right, the next thing that we have in front of us is number 8, is discuss waste management contract. This contract is going to expire in November. As we've already noted several times, they continue to go up on our billing. We will have to make a decision by July and let them know. We have a requirement to let them know so many days ahead of time that we will not be renewing. So I wanted to bring this to your attention. We have had in the budget for the last couple of years, the funding allocated to purchase a trash truck along with trash cans. And so it's something that, looking at it, the numbers seem to be in our favor if we do our own trash. That requires somebody from our maintenance crew that would be, we've already talked to them, that would be willing to drive the trash truck. So it would give us a way to keep the cost down. I know the last time that this was looked at with getting bids, think there might have been 2 that came in. But then there was a couple of them that didn't even respond to giving us a bid. So we're not quite sure what the environment is right now, other than the fact that they just keep going up on price. So this would give us better control town-wise. If we needed to alter a day or, change up our schedule, we'll be able to do so. Any questions?
The pickup would be twice a week. Like it is now.
I don't see why not. I think that's something that, yes, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, with the consideration of buying a truck for trash, I assume that the maintenance department would be the one that would be driving and picking up the trash with the new truck. But is there going to be also a cost for dumping that trash once it's picked up? Have we looked at that, and the fact that cost would be more cost effective to do that as opposed to what we're doing now?
Correct, yes. We factored in the dump fees. And this particular, if we do this would be a lease on the equipment. So it wouldn't be an outright purchase. It's a 3-year lease. We cover tires, oil change, things of that nature, the incidentals. Anything major, they provide us with a new truck while they fix that one. At the end of 3 years, they give us a new one. They give us credit, just like Enterprise does with our police cars and vehicles we have for the town. But it's not Enterprise doing the trash trucks. But they're a good company. Shreveport, Ruston, there's a lot of different places use them for some of their garbage services.
What is the name of the company
The name of the company that
you would lease?
lease from? River City Hydraulics, I believe, is the name of the company.
Thank you.
What's the anticipated savings per household or per unit?
That has been, I'd have to go back to that, but I want to say
I was hoping that we could keep it at the same amount that we are charging right now,
without having
without having to go, yes, without having to have an increase. Whereas right now, next year with waste management, you may have to increase.
Yeah, an annual, that's the CPI or whatever. they're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we pay less than 50 cents per week per household to get it dumped. Like we're taking on a lot of moving parts to save even. And I don't know, I'm just talking a lot of 4 cents, per week per household or 10 cents. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work to save. At this point, nothing, but arguably 6 cents per week.
Again, the question is, what do y'all want to do?
Well, we can't know what we want to do until we have a little firmer numbers.
Okay. All right.
And so we do July.
July.
Well, we'd have to let them know in July. But if I were to provide those numbers to you through email within the next couple of days, do you think that maybe y'all can respond to those and let me know what your thought process is, so we at least know how to address waste management in that vein? I'm looking for it has a one-time fee in here too of the trash cans. So it's something that I would say over the next course of what I was looking at number-wise when we pull it together, that's an item that would not be a cost to us the following year. Of course, replacement cans would be something else that we'd have to do if we do grow. We're gonna have to get those. But the long term, it may be more viable, conducive to what's going on with some of the other companies. They're having the problems with employees. So I know many of you have had issues calling us for, hey, they missed the trash cans, they did this. with it being locally, we can actually help get that done. But I'll get those numbers to you.
So those, the trash cans that everybody has in town, if we don't remove the waste management, we have to offer to purchase, each individual person purchase that.
I'm not quite sure how all of that works because there's a lot of cans that was left over from,
Southern Southwest.
yeah, and you had, what, Jimville as well? I mean, I've seen 3 or 4 different cans in town, so I would assume that they belong to the individuals. But again, we'll have to look at waste management.
I
and see
don't
what they
think
say.
Waste Management has documented very well on their trash cans with the questions I've asked them about who has 2 trash cans, who doesn't, because they've always said that in their contract, they can bill us, if that person has 2 cans, they can bill us extra for that address. But they really don't know who has 2 cans unless they would have their driver, someone go with their driver and document each household that has 2 cans. They haven't kept up with it. So it's kind of difficult for them to even say who owns what.
So they really shouldn't be requesting those trash cans returned back in. if
I
they're
doubt
removed.
it. I very seriously.
So why would we need to get new trash cans if we already have trash cans? I don't care what color it is, it's getting.
Yeah, that's all. you-
I mean, it's our property.
Yeah.
We pay for them,
Mhm.
and we should be able to use the same trash cans.
Mr.
Yeah, man, so that was a question I was gonna ask. I have two different trash cans now, 2 different companies. One is blue and white, one is, purple and gold. If we get the new trash can, to say it's red, so, and I have the older trash cans out, will I have to purchase an additional I-Town highway trash can? Or will you all continue to empty the old trash cans?
Look, I think, Mr. Herrick, the best case scenario is Waste Management says, we're not gonna pick up these trash cans, just keep them. I'm not gonna have an issue. I don't think any of us would have an issue. What we wanna do is to maintain our cost. And if we can come down, that would be great. If we didn't have to spend $120,000, that would be even better, right? And I think that's the number we have on new trash cans that we have to replace all of them.
And then one other question
Yes,
is, the truck that we're looking at, is it kind of the arm, or is it kind of we have 2 employees in the back? That get the,
It's a single arm,
Okay.
a single driver, yeah. So, a lot of the municipalities have gone to that. They seem to hold up pretty well. Lake Arthur has one. They're fixing to they bought one. They had funds for it. They're getting ready to lease one so that way they don't have to worry about the big problems. Any other questions? Good questions. Thank you, Mr. Eric. All right. Okay, next item on the list is discussion of the senior center building in relation to Calhoun Parish Police Jury, Calhoun Council on Aging, and CEAs. So this past Tuesday, I had a meeting, and all the people that I just read off here, with the exception of the seniors, were in that meeting. Mr. Tony Stelly, if you happen to see him, tell him thank him for the efforts. I mean, he's pushed really hard to try to get some federal fund for the seniors, and that comes down to $350,000. That's what's available. There was disaster assistance after the hurricane that had been allocated to another entity. They could not continue on with the project, and the alternate was a senior center in the town of Iowa. So that's how we got roped back into Calhoun Parish Police Jury. Okay, so I shouldn't say roped, but that's how we come about having this conversation. The biggest thing with this is that it is a federal grant, which means federal guidelines, unlike the monies that were going to be given to the seniors for the building the building that was being donated, the land that was being donated. There were a lot of in-kind things happening. We wouldn't be able to do that with the federal program. It'd have to be put out to bid. You have a lot of different things that are gonna come up with that. The main thing is gonna be the environmental. If we look at the fire station, I'm not quite sure of the elevation. Mr. Kenneth, do you remember the elevation? How far up they had to build that station?
About 5 feet.
Yeah. So if you look at the land that's to the east of Family Dollar, I would say you're gonna be at least 6 to maybe 8 feet because it's so much lower. So just that in and of itself is gonna be over $100,000 to kind of build that up. So the monies that the seniors actually have right now by donation is around $90,000 from my understanding from the meeting, which is not gonna be indicative of them getting anything done on that property. But Calcasieu Parish has asked the town if we'd be willing to do a CEA with Calcasieu Parish. Because they have to have a entity distribute federal dollars. CCOA can't do it because they fall under the jurisdiction of Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. So they asked us to do it. My biggest concern is $350,000 isn't gonna go very far. The environmental is gonna be one thing. We've discussed the the community center and possibly adding on to it to see if that was an option. And speaking in the folks with Hunt, Giat, and Associates was there. That's the ones doing the grant. And so part of that discussion was, what are we gonna be able to do? Because even if we were to add on to the community center and give the seniors a portion that they could operate out of on a regular basis, even that's gonna have to be built up because it involves FEMA and all the regulations that come with it, the environmental. So we're not quite sure exactly what direction to go with this, other than the fact of trying to move this in a direction to where we use those funds, $350,000, to make the community center more resilient. Whether that be to add on a big parking lot that would allow us to provide maybe an exit on the east side of the building to come out, so you'd have a rotation through the back parking lot and back out, so you wouldn't have to drive in it and drive out. Same with exit. By doing so, that would give an ability during an emergency to provide food to be passed out, water to be passed out. So it could be something that could be recognized as resilient for the federal program. So there's a lot of moving parts to this, but I wanted to let the council know, I have spoken with the seniors. That building in the beginning, and I believe there's a book behind it there, Miss Julie, on the counter back there, but it gives us all the details of what the senior center, the community center was built for. And it was for the seniors to have access to that building. I know it's kind of changed over the years. I know that we rent out, that facility to people in the community. We're looking at the numbers that we have on it. I don't know that, our maintenance was around 70. I'm trying to remember numbers.
Mhm.
I deal with a lot of numbers.
Close to 75,000
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah, so maintenance and everything that we're doing on it. And so the rental of it, I think, is what, 20
Mhm.
for the year? So we'll never cover the cost of it. And I know that might have been, trying to help offset electricity and all that type of stuff. CCOA, however, they have the funds to manage some of those particulars when it comes to electricity and such. So as I talked with the seniors, it would be nice if there's a possibility that we can work out some type of a deal maybe where we can come in there and try to do those federal funds. If they will allow us to work that with the parking lot and maybe add on a couple of office spaces, maybe give us some emergency preparation stuff that we can do within the building, drop down cords, internet, electrical, so that if we need to stage, who's chief? There he is. If we need to work during a hurricane and we need that facility as an operation area, that would give us an immediate way to do that. I know also the building was built to accommodate an accordion door that goes down the center of the room. So you have two separate meeting rooms. So that's something that maybe we could work in there. Again, I'm trying to look at it from a point of if there's federal funds to help get the seniors in a building, this may be the best way to do it without it becoming a burden on our budget. Because right now, I don't know that we would be able to help them to get into a building if we have to add on to that. Okay. So I guess maybe kind of the question that we have here, the thought I have here is, would you be, one, would you be interested in looking at what we can do resiliency wise and see if that 350 would cover that? And to allow the seniors to use the building in a particular fashion, whatever that might be prescribed. And then the second one is, do we just say, hey, we just can't do it?
So how often do y'all meet? 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, in the morning until noon?
Till about, well, we work till 1,
Okay,
but the seniors usually leave about noon.
okay. And if you know, how often is that facility rented out during the week on a normal month? How many times? By like an organ, not them, but like an organization. Mostly it's weekends for parties, receptions,
Right.
weddings, things like that.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if it is a possibility for them to be able to have, their Monday through Friday thing, because I don't ever see it rented during the week. I mean, not that it's not, but I don't see it really very
It's
often.
not often.
It's not often.
Mm-mm.
It's generally the weekends.
Or the evenings. I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right.
Would that be something that y'all would be
Uh,
agreeable with?
I don't know, now CCOA, with us having to pick everything up and put everything up every day because somebody maybe wants to rent it, they're not gonna agree with that, because that was the reason they moved out of there, from what I was told. That they didn't wanna have to move it, move everything, lock it up every day, and then every morning pull everything back out. So I know they're not, I don't think they would agree with that.
CCOA.
Yes.
Then that's super reasonable, but that may be something logistically that, if that's the burden that the town has to have, that's still a lot smaller than $500,000 that we may not have. I definitely think we should at least look a little more at it, and if it's a no, it's a no, but I feel like some small logistics, we could bear that burden.
Well, and I think one of the things I was alluding to with the barrier going in between and creating two separate meeting rooms, if you were to decorate one side and that accordion was pulled across, I mean, one wall, let's say it's the east wall, just for sake of talking about it. If you're decorating on that side, there is no, I mean, we don't have to rent it out during the week. If it came down to that. It was scheduled, it was designed to do community meetings.
Multiple, plus you have storage on that side, you have offices in there.
Yeah.
And the east side you want, because that's what that,
Yes.
that's the side you want.
But if we look at it the way it's divided, there is an access beside the alcove where that partition would divide it, where you enter the kitchen. You have the restrooms on the east side. Then on the west side, you've got that door that goes out the back. Part of the conversation with gentlemen that was going to do the drawing for us was to possibly add a couple offices on the backside, maybe a warming kitchen, okay? In the event that somebody is, again, it could be to give meals out. I know we're constantly, is it once a month that we give the food?
Mhm.
That could be an ideal
Commodities.
place for that, so that people can use that, because that's on a Friday, if my memory serves. So there's some logistical, but I think it's something that can be managed if we sort it out. Any other thoughts? Good thoughts. Mr. Gerald, you got one? Anybody have any thoughts? Any comments?
We're just tired of moving things.
Yeah.
We're getting old and we shouldn't have to be moving tables and setting up chairs and taking
Right.
down chairs and, oh, that's just a lot.
When they were there one time and they had to leave, that's one thing you gotta look at.
Yeah.
What if you're gonna have to leave again? You know,
Well, I think that's something that we have to determine, as to the direction of using that building. What's gonna be the best use of that building? Is it to try to rent? We're never gonna cover the cost.
but it's not so much to rent, it's to use, you know, it's the people to use, just like she's gonna have a program, I know it's at 5 o'clock, but still, you got other programs during the daytime, even the city has stuff during the daytime,
Sometimes we do,
you know. So there's a lot of, you know,
Chief, do you think that would be an inconvenience for you?
No, we used to have a Lions Club, they had theirs, and the way it used to be done, the tables, the maintenance people used to help, you know, put the tables out, and then they'd leave them out. If a venue was needed, the maintenance department would come and roll the tables. It don't really take that long.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of young men that are very capable within 20, 30 minutes to pick those tables up and roll them out for different people. They never had that burden prior when they were
Right.
using them.
Right.
The maintenance department governed that whole thing, Elsie supervised it.
Mhm.
And even with our Lions Club meetings, it's the same thing. And you know, we're having our police memorial and planning something for return to police survivors in December. That's on the weekend. So I think everybody would benefit from using it, and I think maintenance could step up. It's not a big deal. They with tables, if they didn't need to. KC Hall used to pick them all up. Now they leave them all out. It's a lot. Less burden. You can ask Gerald.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's leave them out.
more wear and tear on the table.
That's what I think.
I agree with you. So I think it's just a matter of just, having the conversations about it and to see what's gonna be best for the,
And
For
if
the
it came down to having that facility, and then, like I said, getting help to move it in the event, we would have to move it for another function. As long as we had people to sit up there and help you do it, that sounds better. Or not have a facility at all, you know.
all right. Well, again, that's the gist of the conversation at this point. So, we'll try to work on, some ideas as far as the resiliency and see if we can still qualify for that 350. If we can, I think it would be beneficial for the seniors. Okay. Is that the way you don't want me to move? Look into it? Okay, all right. All right, we're gonna move on. Any other questions? All right, number 10, upon the recommendation of engineer Bo Desermo, motion to accept bids for the upgrade of sewer main lift station in Highway 90 Project 5030 and award bid to lowest qualified bidder and authorize Mayor Watkins to execute all documents for the project.
I make that motion to accept the bids for upgrade sewer main lift station, project number 5030.
Second.
All in favor? Anybody have any questions on that lift station? Okay. Number 11, motion to hire, approve, and confirm the understanding of services by McElroy, Quirk, and Birch to perform the audit services for the town of Iowa year ending June 30th, 2026.
Hire, approve, and confirm the understanding of services by McElroy, Quirk, and Birch, perform audit services for the town ending June 30th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that carries unanimously. All right. Number 11 is number 12, motion to enter into maintenance agreement with and between Town of Iowa and DOTD for mowing and litter pickup.
I move to enter into a maintenance agreement between the town and DOTD for mowing and litter pickup.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that carries unanimously. All right, Chief.
Make a recommendation to promote Matt Doucette from Staff Sergeant to Lieutenant.
I move to promote Matt Doucette from Staff Sergeant to Lieutenant.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to promote Brandy Simon to Assistant Dispatch Supervisor.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to transfer Daniel Gaspar from Reserve Patrolman to Part-Time Patrolman.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Motion to hire Kelsey Hampton as a part-time dispatcher.
Make that motion.
Second.
Daniel, second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that carries.
Motion to hire Juanita Cox as a part-time dispatcher.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Just a couple of things.
Yes.
This week, just to remind everybody, is National Police Week. We're holding our memorial service at 5 p.m. at the Community Center Thursday. May 14th, y'all are invited, all of you are invited, and just to remind everybody, don't forget about the fallen officers that have given an ultimate sacrifice. This is the time of the year that their families, co-workers, brings back a lot of memories, and be there to support them if you know that they're a survivor of a fallen officer. I would encourage that. And just another reminder, we had a discussion, Tony Stelly is going to give us the funds in this budget or next budget to match some funds that we have, cover our new police radios, and it will not cost the town any money. I just wanted to make sure y'all are all aware of that. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, just as a reminder, if y'all see Mr. Tony, tell him thank you. He's been a big help here. Okay. There you go. We got a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks, for coming out.
I've had it for so long.